So the question today comes from Airborne Pizza, and his question is, I had a question on how to pitch a slow hooker and how to create more movement on my curveballs and sliders. First of all, nobody wants a slow hooker. We want a fast hooker, right? Now, I'm talking about pitching, of course. When we're throwing that pitch, we want to have more speed on it, more bite. It's going to be more deceptive to the hitters. They're going to be more swing and miss pitches. But let's be honest, there are a few guys who have thrown a big, slow curveball, and by hooker, I'm assuming that you're talking about a curveball. They throw that big, slow, loopy curveball, and they've had success. Even at the major league level, there's a few guys that have done that. So that's what we're going to talk about today, how to grip that big, slow, loopy 12-6 curveball, how to throw it, and how to get batters out with it. First of all, let's talk about the grip. The grip is pretty similar to any other curveball. You're just going to grip it right here with your fingers on the seam, and the grip doesn't really matter that much. You can grip it a few different ways, and I'll show you a couple different ways. But you're going to grip it right there on that seam. I've got my thumb more on the side of my middle finger, side of the ball. My pointer finger is right next to it. I don't have that much room in between the ball, pretty tight right there. And then you're just trying to get that 12-6 movement, so you want your fingers to be on top of the ball. And that's the most important thing. Even more important than the grip is your wrist angle at release point. For that big loopy 12-6 up to down pitch, you really want to stay on top of that ball when you release it, so when it comes out, it's moving on that axis, that downward axis, that 12-6 axis, right? Now you don't have to grip it that way. You can grip it on top of the lace here, throw it this way. Some guys like to throw it that way. You can grip it backdoor on the horseshoe this way. The grip doesn't really matter. That's more of a feel thing, what you feel you're getting the best movement out of. But the most important thing is the wrist angle at release point, especially on this pitch when we're trying to get it from up to down and get that big loopy 12-6. So how do we throw this pitch? Well, we want to throw this pitch up in the zone, right? We don't want to throw it straight to the glove, because if we throw it straight to the glove and we got a good break on it, it's going to bounce in the dirt. And we want that big loopy one, something that you could throw 0-0 maybe early in the count, where once he sees that bend in the pitch, he might take, right? That's a good time to throw that pitch. Or if you want to throw it 0-2-1-2, you want to throw it, that big loopy one, but you want to leave it down out in front. You want to throw that 55-footer instead of that 60-footer, so he's going to be out in front, bending, reaching, trying to get contact with that pitch. Most of the time it's a swing and miss, or if he does make contact, it's going to be weak ground ball, roll over, he's out of here. So when I say you want to throw it up in the zone, I don't mean you want to hang it up there. I'm saying you want to set your sights up in the zone, okay? So instead of throwing it to the catcher's glove, we want to set our sights higher. So maybe it's at the umpire's face mask. If we've got that much break on it, maybe we're throwing it at the umpire's face mask, and we know that it's going to break so much to get to where we want it to go. So that's what I call setting your sights. And this is very important for this pitch, because this pitch is big and loopy and has a lot of movement. So we really want to be good with setting our sights and know how much this pitch is going to move before we throw it. And if we're good at setting our sights and we know, then we know where we can start that pitch to have it finish where we want it to finish. What I like to think about when throwing this pitch is to drop it on the plate. Most pitches that we throw straight. And even if we're trying to get arm side or downward movement, they're very fast. But this one's more like a shot in basketball. And you kind of want to have that mindset, that visualization. See it. See that ball coming up to down and dropping it on the plate, right? If you can see that and imagine putting it right on top of the plate, you're going to have a lot more success. You're going to get a lot of bend in that pitch. You're going to have good movement on it. And there's a drill that you can actually do. You can set the bucket up right on top of the plate, or even at 55 foot versus 60. Or if you guys are pitching off shorter mounts, pull it closer, 5 feet from where you're trying to throw that ball, right? And just try to drop it in the bucket. Get that up to down movement, see it, visualize it, and make it happen. Put it in the bucket. There's another drill that you can do, the 2-ball drill. I made an old video where I put 2 balls together just like this. I drilled them together. If you want to watch that video, I'll leave a link down below, or a card will pop up somewhere here on the screen. You can watch that one, but I drilled 2 balls together, and you want to throw that ball, which is 2 balls together, and if it rotates end over end at that 12-6 axis, or the top to bottom axis this way, then you're throwing it good. But if it's wobbly or it's tilted sideways, then you're not going to have that 12-6 movement, and you want to work on your release. But if you are getting this movement right here with the 2 balls together, then you know that you've got a good wrist angle, you got a good grip, and you're throwing the pitch the right way. You're going to have a lot of success as long as you continue to use it, be consistent with it. You're going to get a lot of guys out. So I hope you guys liked this video. I got a bunch more pitch and grip videos. If you want to watch some of those, check these out. These are some of the best ones. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the logo over here. And drop down in the comment section below. Let me know what you throw and any videos that you want to see about pitch and grips. Let me know down there. I'll talk to you there. See you in the next video.